an author who writes successful spy novels is all of a sudden finds herself thrown into like an actual spy novel while she's trying to figure out the story for her, like the next book. And she has a wonderful cat named Alfie. You gotta love the cat.
That cat was primarily CGI, by the way.
I know, but it's hilarious.
So much CGI with that cat.
We can start with this talk with the CGI. The CGI is very noticeable in certain scenes. Like, overall, there's going to be plenty in this type of film because it's a spy film. And of course, it's really pushing the boundaries of realism, especially with the stunts and so on. So, of course, there are plenty of CGI, not just like green screen backgrounds, but also in the action itself. Like, a big part of that would be the beginning scene with Henry Cavill driving like a Jeep down the city, down rooftops of a city. It's extremely noticeable, but I think this is a genre where it can actually work for it because they're doing things humanly impossible, kind of like really stretching realism, but it's just for fun. Like, you're not supposed to take these movies seriously. It's just for a good time. So I personally don't mind it when it doesn't look like seamless and you can tell, oh yeah, of course that's CG. I still enjoy it. But what do you think?
I think it works for any Henry Cavill scenes, and I do think that they spent less time on the CGI or perfecting that as they do in the hidden effects that are done with the actual characters, because you have to remember that Superman, which is Henry Cavill, because he's supposed to be Argyle, and he is a fictional character that this writer is writing about. So this is like a daydreaming sequence, is the beginning sequence with him and John Cena.
But yeah, they're playing out what she is writing in the books.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that it's very stylized and obvious.
Yeah, so for me, I can't forgive it. I'm not going to lie. There were moments of that sequence where I was like, okay, CGI right there. Okay, good. But there are scenes like later in the movie where it's the spray cans that were all done with particle animation. The entire hallway was rebuilt in 3D to get that effect and then to add those elements into it. And I thought that was very seamless and that was very beautiful.
Yeah, that looked great.
Yeah, so the fact that I do think that they do more care on the actual real world spy, and I think when she meets up with the caretaker person that has the bullet, that entire wall is CGI, that entire building is CGI that they're in. It's just so much set enhancement was done on this movie. So much visual effects was put into this, and as most spy movies are, because most of these gadgets don't exist. So I think the seamlessness that they focused on those scenes were more important than the ones done with Henry Cavill and John Cena, because those are fiction. So you can forgive yourself for because they are a little bit outlandish, way more out there, even though events that happen in the so-called real world were pretty crazy too.